So today, we're going to dive into one of the most intelligent molecules in our body's entire arsenal. It's a peptide called Thymosin Alpha-1, and it helps us answer a really fascinating question. What if we could intelligently regulate our immune system instead of just, hitting it with a sledgehammer?
For millions of people out there, this isn't just a what if. It's their daily reality. It's called an autoimmune condition. Just try to imagine a full-blown civil war happening inside you, where your body's greatest protector, your own immune system, gets confused and starts attacking the very tissues it's supposed to defend.
Now, the conventional approach for a long time has been to, carpet bomb the whole system. Just shut everything down with broad immunosuppressants. And yeah, it can work, but it's kind of like shutting off the power to an entire stadium just to silence one noisy fan. But what if there was a more elegant solution? What if, instead of firing the conductor of this chaotic orchestra, you could just hand them back the sheet music?
Okay, so to really get what Thymosin Alpha-1 does, you got to appreciate the masterpiece it's working with, a healthy immune system. I want you to think of it like a world-class orchestra. You've got all these different sections, the loud, fast first responders, and then the cells that hold the memory of every threat you've ever faced.
See, when everything's in sync, that orchestra is in the state of beautiful, perfect balance. We call this immune homeostasis. It's this amazing ability to unleash a thunder symphony against an invader, and then, and this part is just as important, fade back to a gentle quiet once the threat is gone. Peace is restored.
But with autoimmunity, wow, the whole thing just descends into utter chaos. The conductor has completely lost the plot. The system can no longer tell the difference between a real foreign threat and, say, your own thyroid gland. This friendly fire creates this relentless, smoldering firestorm called chronic inflammation. The orchestra is just playing noise, a constant, deafening blast.
And this brings us to the hero of our story today, Thymosin Alpha-1, or TA1 for short. Now, this isn't some strange foreign substance. It's a molecule whose entire job description is to be that wise, experienced conductor, the one who steps in to restore order to the immune orchestra.
So, what is this conductor exactly? Well, at its core, TA1 is a pretty simple chain of 28 amino acids. But here is the absolutely crucial point. It is bioidentical. That means it's a perfect mirror image copy of a peptide your own body is supposed to be making. This isn't a foreign drug, it's a primary messenger, a teacher for your immune cells.
So where does it come from? TA1 was originally found in the thymus gland, and I love this analogy. You can think of the thymus as the Juilliard of your immune system. It's this elite training ground where your most important immune soldiers, your T cells, go to mature and learn that critical lesson, how to tell the difference between friend and foe.
But here's the catch. As we get older, our thymus gland naturally starts to shrink. It's a process called Thymic Involution. And as it gets smaller, our natural production of TA1 just plummets. This decline is a huge reason why our immune function can get so out of whack as we age. And this leads to a simple but really powerful idea behind all the research. If the body's own supply is running low, well, what happens if we put it back?
Okay, this is where the science gets really cool. What separates Tau-1 from those carpet bomb drugs is its incredibly intelligent dual action. It's not a sledgehammer. It's more like a smart tuner.
Check this out. This is the brilliant context-dependent action of Tau-1. If your immune system is underactive, let's say you're fighting off a nasty chronic infection, Tau-1 steps on the gas. It tells your warrior cells, hey, get to work. But in the exact opposite scenario, like autoimmunity, where things are haywire, it gently applies the brakes. It literally reads the room and adjusts the thermostat accordingly.
So how does it apply those brakes? It does it by promoting these absolutely critical cells called regulatory T cells, or TRAGs. They're the immune system's diplomatic corps. They're the peacekeepers. Their entire job is to show up at the site of all that inflammation and say, all right, everyone, calm down, stand down. This is our own tissue. By beefing up this peacekeeping force, Tau-1 helps bring back that beautiful state of homeostasis.
All right, so with a mechanism this incredible, where's the scientific community actually been looking to apply it? The research is super broad, but it covers a whole range of conditions that all share that one common root, an immune system that's gone off the rails.
So let's start with rheumatoid arthritis. This is where the immune system is relentlessly attacking the joints. Studies have explored how TIFL-1 may help dial down those angry pro-inflammatory messengers while boosting those peacekeeper cells we just talked about. The goal of the research here is to completely shift the immune system's internal conversation from attack and destroy to ceasefire and repair.
Next up, Hashimoto's.
This is the most common cause of an underactive thyroid, especially here in the US. In Hashimoto's, there's a really specific imbalance between different factions of T cells. The research suggests that T-alpha-1 might be able to help modulate this balance, basically persuading the immune system to call off the attack and protect that delicate thyroid tissue.
And what about one of the most mysterious conditions out there, chronic fatigue syndrome? For so many people with ME/CFS, the immune system is a total paradox. It seems exhausted and weak, but at the same time, it's stuck in this state of constant low-grade inflammation. This paradox is exactly why Tau-1's dual action is so fascinating to researchers in this space. It could potentially enhance the body's defenses while simultaneously calming down all that disruptive background noise.
Okay, the science is obviously super compelling, but what does this all look like in a practical, scientific setting? There are some key things to know, and we absolutely have to start with a very, very important disclaimer.
This part is absolutely crucial. All the information we're talking about today is for educational and research context only. Thymosin Alpha-1 is a research peptide. It is not approved for human or veterinary use.
Now, in those clinical studies, one of the most appealing things about Tau-1 is its safety profile. And it makes sense, right? Because it's bioidentical, it's generally found to be extremely well tolerated. The most common issue reported is just some minor temporary irritation right at the injection site, which is typically a tiny little injection just under the skin.
And this is really important. There's no single right way to do this. As you can see from these examples from different research settings, the dosing and the frequency can vary a lot. It all depends on the specific scientific goals, from studying general immune wellness all the way to protocols for acute viral infections.
And in the lab, how you handle it is everything. The peptide shows up as this stable, freeze-dried powder. It has to be carefully reconstituted with bacteriostatic water before it can be used. And proper storage, which usually means keeping it in the fridge, is absolutely crucial to maintain its potency for research.
So to bring this all full circle, TA1 really represents a much more sophisticated way of thinking about immunity. It's a huge shift away from just suppressing symptoms. It moves us toward the far more elegant goal of addressing the root cause, the immune dysregulation itself. It's all about restoring the conductor's control and tapping back into the body's own innate intelligence.
And that leaves us with a final thought to chew on. This whole elegant approach, focusing on gently guiding the body back towards its own natural state of balance, it really poses a huge question. Is this reestablishing our body's own innate intelligence? Is that the future of medicine?